All right, Shalom. Just give me a moment. I want to make sure the audio is good before we start this lesson. And it's good. Okay. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, baha, rawchaa, qadash. I would like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and 1/3, pushing us 100% truth across the four winds so we consider like and make it to the kingdom. All right, as the title reads, a quick example of Isaiah 14 and 21. All right, and so yesterday I was watching a couple documentaries, and one in particular documentary I came across, which we're all familiar with, is the story, okay, of Emmett Till. Okay, I'll just put it like this: the story of Emmett Till. And there were certain things in there that I wasn't aware of, other things I did know, and I will say, even to this day, you still have Emmett Till's family seeking justice. Okay, his cousin SIMEON was with him at the time that this took place, and he was speaking on it, and they're still seeking justice. And one thing that stood out to me, he said, you can get by, but you can't get away. And I said, wow, this was a heavy documentary. What happened, the things that took place, it shows Esau's spirit, towards our people, which we're all aware of. Okay. And I'll read this just simply because I'm doing a lesson on it, and I'm going to marry this with the scripture. So it says Emmett Till, which I will tell you this: the name Emmett, the name meaning means powerful. Okay, just like how you have that powerful running back Emmett Smith. Okay, and the situation of Emmett Till is actually a powerful story that was really the staple to what they use for their so-called civil rights. But that's for another time. So it says Emmett Lewis Till was a 14-year-old African American who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955 after being accused of offending a white woman in her family's grocery store. The brutality of his murder and the fact that his killers were acquitted drew attention to the long history of violent persecution of African Americans in the United States. Now, what comes to mind is Zechariah 11:5, because before I go into my example, I would like to touch base on the courtroom and how the situation or trial played out. So there was two men that were brought to the court system and tried with his murder, and they were found not guilty within an hour. Well, actually, it was 1 hour and 7 minutes. And the reason why it was 1 hour and 7 minutes, and I'll say this first, the judge openly told the all-white jury, he said, if you don't vote right, your forefathers will turn in their graves. Okay. And then they went back and deliberated, and they said that the jury would have came out quicker with the verdict of not guilty, but they stopped and had a soda break just to make it seem authentic. So here it is. You have an example, okay, of they had the witnesses, So they had everything to find these men guilty, but because this is Esau's court system, this is Esau's judicial system that he has set up, he finds favor when he murders the innocent. Okay, but this is why we have prophecy. This is why things have to play out through prophecy and the justice system of Yahawah, and why Esau's offspring, okay, is going to have to answer for what his forefathers have done. Now, before I keep going, let's read this. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them. Now we understand when judgment comes on our people, but we also understand the judgment for those who are used to judge our people. So it says, whose possessors slay them. And that's what they did. You know, they slayed him. Okay. They slayed him, murdered him, tortured him. All right. Did very heinous things to him. And the Jake that actually witnessed it, after he pointed the men out and, you know, went to the trial and was a key witness, they still got acquitted. They had to smuggle this Jake out of Mississippi. And later on, you know, that month or a little time after, he had a nervous breakdown because the things that Esau does to our people, you know, it breaks us down more than just physically, you see. But this is why here is the patience and faith of the saints. You have to have faith that Yahawah is going to bring justice. All right. Justice is coming. Okay. Justice is coming. And I was telling the brother, I said it was very spiritual that they only took, because, you know, when Jake dies, he goes and cries before the Father. It speaks about that in Revelations. All right. They cry before the Father. And it's spiritual with the this young man, Emmett Till. You got to understand, too, the jury only took 1 hour and 7 minutes. Well, you understand that the Bible says in 1 hour, this place will be destroyed. So how beautiful of you know, vengeance can you get if you were, you know, you were murdered, you know, not killed, you were murdered, and then they hold themselves not guilty. But then when you get to the spirit realm, when you go before the Father and the Son, you know, I'm speaking, you know, I'm speaking as a man, but in a spiritual aspect, you know, how much, you know, relief will you get finding out, even though it took them 1 hour, if you will, to find them not guilty. Well, the Lord is going to only take 1 hour to destroy the land, you know, and that's one thing too. The Jakes in the documentary, they wanted justice for this in particular case, but justice is coming for us as a nation, not individual situations. See, we're waiting on national justice. And it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. They literally got held not guilty. And then not too long after, they did an interview and they got paid $4,000 where they openly admitted to torturing and killing Emmett Till. But because you have something called double jeopardy, you can't be tried twice on the same crime. So there's they openly admitted to doing it, you know, and Jake feels helpless. They feel, what you know, where's justice? What can we do? Well, the justice is right here in the Bible. So let me keep going. It says, and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right. So you have what happened, what took place. All right. And then we even go into those accounts and say, you know, things that happened. And Esau always says, oh, well, that wasn't me. It's never, I'm sorry. It's never, you know, I apologize. This was terrible. They always say, well, that's not me. And that's why when we read this, that's the spirit they come in. Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, I just want to focus right there on this part right here. And I'm also going to go into the translations. So when I was watching the documentary, you know, I was just watching it for what it was. But as it was ending, through the spirit, I remembered I came across this right here. And I want to show you this because this is why, okay, Esau's offsprings are going to pay for their forefathers because, one, you are your forefathers reincarnated. And two, you come in the same spirit as your forefathers. You see, the main point is because you are your forefathers, meaning what you did in another life, you're going to answer for it in another life. Okay. It tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon, when they shall die. Matter of fact, I have to get it for edification. Let's go to the 16:11 and let's get 2 Ezra 14. Okay. If you didn't know, reincarnation is in the Bible, and what you've done in your life, you have to come back on earth to play out the verdict of what you've done. Okay. This is, I think it's the verse 32, but it may be 35, but let's see. There it is. It's 2 Ezra 14:35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. So the two men that killed Emmett Till, they're dead. So they're dead. You can't dig them up and put them in jail. They're long gone. So the justice for what happened, all right, would have to take place with his offsprings, because even in the documentary, the Jake reporter went to the Edomite's wife's house, the woman that accused Emmett Till. She didn't want to answer the door, and her son was a proud demon, and he didn't care, what happened in the past. You see, so you got to understand is judgment isn't served, but justice can come after a few generations. Like the justice for our slavery is going to come in the near dear future, but that took time so long ago. But their offsprings are still here. The men that partook in that, the spirits of those men that partook in that, are walking the earth today. That's why it says in Revelations 1:7, the men that pierced Yahawashi, they are here today to receive the judgment for what they did to Yahawashi. You see? So the Bible speaks about a reincarnation of a recycling of spirits that keep coming back. But when you come back, you'll just come back as that nation. So if you're an Edomite, you're going to come back as an Edomite. You see, you're an Israelite. You're going to come back as an Israelite. Now it says, for after death, 2 Ezra 14:35, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. That is reincarnation in literally a nutshell. This one scripture cuts any whatever somebody is trying to say. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, the elect, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. You see, so when it gets declared, all right, you have to answer for that. Now, going back, Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, right? Now, real quick, now look at this. 3 college students posed with guns by the Emmett Till Memorial. The Justice Department may investigate. So this is proving to you as a quick example, all right, Esau, Edom, comes back in the same spirit, all right, as his forefathers. So just because you didn't do what your forefathers did, doesn't mean you don't have to answer for what your forefathers did. You see, just like us, our forefathers sinned against the Lord, but we woke up in slavery, okay? Because why? What we did in our past life. And I will say this isn't the first time that Emmett Till's memorial site is shot up by Edomites, okay? But this one just kind of got more coverage because it was, Ole Miss fraternity Edomite teens. Now, they didn't kill Emmett Till, but why are they going to his memorial site and shooting it up and posing with guns in front of it? Why? Because the wicked are estranged from the womb, you see? So I thought this was very spiritual, because we always go into how they have to pay for what was done, but they always say, well, it wasn't me. But even this quick example, now they per se didn't torture, beat, and murder Emmett Till, but in their life now, they have a spirit to go there and shoot this memorial as if literally they're shooting Emmett Till all over again. Now, I'm not saying these students are actually the killers, but what I'm saying is they come in the same spirit of their forefathers when it comes to the persecution of us. And this is why you have to answer for what your forefathers have done, because as time goes on, you will just recreate the oppression that your forefathers have already put on us. Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Why? Because when the wicked are in rulership, evils multiply. Okay? NLT, kill this man's children, let them die because of their father's sins. They must not rise and conquer the earth, filling the world with their cities, right? Because if what their forefathers did, right, was done, but now look at what his offsprings are doing. Well, shit, we can't literally kill Emmett Till again, so let's just continue to shoot up his grave site, if you will. You see, as in saying that they would partake in what happened to Emmett Till in their time if he was still around, you know. So it just goes to show you that Esau comes in the same spirit as his forefather. All right. And that's what? Estranged from the womb. Now let's get that really, really quick. And that's why when I saw this, I said, oh, this is a beautiful example of why you have Isaiah 14 and 21, you know, and look, the proof is in the pudding. Okay. No one photoshopped that. These aren't three so-called black children. These are three so-called white children. All right. And they also posed next to it. So they're letting you know that what has been done before, okay, they would easily love to see be done again. This is Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked, which you can go to Malachi 1 and 4, okay, that's Esau, Edom. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You see that? That is the spirit or the standard of Esau when he comes forth, man. He comes forth in the same spirit of the same Edomites we've dealt with in the past, okay? So you have to answer for what your forefathers have done because you are your forefathers reincarnated, and what you do in your new life, you show it. The simple fact that you have three young Edomites shooting up a dead man's memorial site and then posing in front of it, and might I add, not only just a random one, but a powerful powerful story, you know, that got world coverage, you know. Let's see, what else do we got? There's one more I liked. I think it was this one. It says NASB 20, and it says, prepare a place of slaughter for his sons because of the wrongdoing of their fathers. They must not arise and take possession of the earth and fill the surface of the world with cities. You see, because Esau in rulership is nothing more than a wicked rulership. All right. It says when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Matter of fact, I'll get that. Then I want to get something else. I believe it's Proverbs 29. And let's just get this real quick. All right. As long as Esau stays in rulership, you know, we're going to be in a state of mourning. Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. But who's the people that are mourning? Israel, because they're not mourning. All right. They're actually having a grand time, you know. And actually, let's do this. Let's put shot. And I just want to show you the pictures. And even when you do look into this, Esau blanks out their pictures. I had oh, good. They came up right here, but there was another one where he was hiding their faces, you know, because Esau tries to hide his heinous acts, you know. But as you can see right here, this is a continual thing that Esau's offspring has done over time and time and time again, where they actually have to keep replacing this. And then you have here where they actually stand in pride in front of it, okay, smiling from ear to ear. Now, let's prove that the people that are mourning when Esau's in rulership is Israel. Now, I looked into this one time. If I'm not mistaken, when you go into the word people, let's see, is it this one? No, that's not the one I want. You got to go down one more. Just give me a second. I went into it before. There it is. When the wicked bears rule, the people. It may be this. Let's see. Or it could be a translation sometimes when you look into it. Yep, right here. So it goes into a nation, people, but look at this. Specifically, right here, specifically a tribe as those of Israel. You see that? So the people that are mourning the most, all right, are the Israelites when Esau's in rulership, okay? And we're mourning not only from him as the Greeks, you know, him as Esau, him as the Romans, him as the early Europeans, him as the conquistadors, and even the offsprings today, okay? The police are doing the same thing that those Edomites did to Emmett Till. They're doing to Jake still to this very day. It's just not called racism anymore. It's just called, you know, justice or policing, things of that nature. You see, They're literally packaging up their oppression in different forms, but doing the same thing. Okay, the police department alone. All right, now let's get Job 21 really quick. Job 21, and I might end it on that, or I may get Rev 13 just for edification. But like I said, I thought this was a beautiful example to show you why judgment is being prepared for the offsprings of Esau, Edom. Okay, and actually, we can go right here, Job 21:7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Right, the wicked live, then with their living, they marry, they have children, then they bring their children up in that same proud, smug, arrogant, perpetual hatred manner, and then their children go out in the world, and then they oppress our children. You see, it's a continual cycle of hatred and oppression under the rulership of Esau. All right, his children are not stopping what his forefathers have already done. So when we say you have to answer for what they've done, we're bringing out prime examples to show you. Okay, and it says their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Right, Psalm 73. They're not in trouble as other men. Why? Because they're in authority right now. They have the courtroom. Oh, even in the documentary, the Jake was saying how surprised the Esau came to his house, how he wasn't afraid of the law. All right, and then the chief, the police chief of the town at the time was a Klan member, and he was a Klan member and immediately wanted the body buried to hide it. You see? So Esau's system is set up against us, all right? Just like in the early times of the Klan, okay? A lot of the Klan members were police officers, you see? So it's something we're aware of, but it's also something we have to address, especially in lessons like these, because it substantiates what we're already saying from the Bible. The Bible already says it, but now we also have other evidence that we can use for edification's sake to make it say, oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. It says, their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. And speaking of houses safe from fear, the night they took Emmett Till, they went to his uncle's house, all right, and walked right in with a pistol, and everybody, they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't kick him out, all right? They couldn't tell him to leave. You know, they were crying, they were screaming, and they walked through, took him, and left, okay? Jake's house isn't safe from fear. Jake's house is fear, all right? And it's, let's jump down to 19. I could keep going in 13, but let's jump down just for time's sake. Like I said, I just want to do a quick example. This is Job 21:19. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. You see? See? His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. So right here, the Bible tells you that the Most High lays up the iniquity for his children. All right. And we can read that and they might not get it, but how beautiful through the Spirit that I actually watched the Emmett Till documentary. It wasn't that long, you know, found out other information. And then what came to mind is this that happened in 2019. Okay. Just a few years ago. See? So that you can see why prepare slaughter for his children, because if his children aren't taken out, then they're going to reciprocate what their forefathers have done. So the Wadiyah Bashir for prophecy that will not happen, but we will be justified in judging them for what their forefathers have done, because they are their forefathers in the reincarnation. And their spirit shows you every day. Real quick, because I used to say a lot, if they were to implement slavery right now, Esau will be with it. He would just, it's the law. I'm sorry, it's the law. Revelations 13:9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, slavery. He that killeth with the sword or gun must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So this is our patience and faith, all right, that we know that just like these three delinquents and the nation, like the rest of them, are going to be tried in the court of Yahawah and be found guilty for every jot and tittle and action that they have done to the world and first and foremost to the nation of Israel. Okay. And, that was pretty much the point. I was going to get Wisdom of Solomon 4. And for edification, I just will real quick, just for any brother that might not be aware of this. The Bible tells you when they go to the spirit realm that everything you've done will be shown before you. That just like in court, they have evidence. Well, think about the courtroom of Yahawah, Wisdom of Solomon 4, real quick. And 4 and 20, it says, and when they cast, this is them in the spirit world. Okay, I'll start at 19. It says, for he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste and be in sorrow. And with laid waste and sorrow comes what? Death, and their memorial shall perish. Just like the memorial that they shoot up of Emmett Till, all right, is going to perish, okay, and perish with thee. And it says, and when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquities shall convince them to their face. Right, it shall convict them to their face. And this is just a prime example to show you, okay, what Esau has done in the past, he comes back to desecrate it in the future, you see. So I just wanted to do a lesson on that through the spirit and power of Yahawah, and I felt that it was a quick example, but a edifying one, just to touch base on more judgment that's going to come for Esau, Edom, and what he's done to our people in a whole. And Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters were edified and moved through the spirit as I was. And I just want to say, call halal, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, baha, rawchaa, qadash. With that being said, shalom.